Okay, so I really wanted to watch this one from Peter because this one was specifically with the Hasidic woman. Um, and it's probably going to be broken up into maybe 2 to 3 parts just because it's like a 40-minute clip or video. Um, but with that being said, let's jump right into it.
My success is not from me. My success is from God. You knew I was wearing a wig.
I didn't know.
I am wearing a wig also.
Created by
Oh,
women
right.
for women.
I forgot that he does like a little sneak peek in the beginning of his videos.
Never go back to my smartphone. It's not hard for me.
Worrying will kill you quicker than the virus will.
They will not be on a camera with me. No way.
No, they won't.
Exactly. Exactly. You got it.
We believe strongly that we're not in our own hands. I've seen someone that understands music the way she does.
What would be the biggest thing you think you need to fix? That's the only thing I knew about the Hasidic world was unorthodox.
I love his little cliffhangers that he leaves throughout the ends of the clips.
Do you believe you're a free person?
We hide things under the rug because we're afraid.
Follow the rules.
Jewish, I follow the rules. Whatever
You follow
it
the
is,
rules.
yeah.
We
Okay.
all had it. My family had it. I had it. It was like a hard flu.
Peter and the COVID stuff.
Good morning, guys. For most of us, the Hasidic Jewish world is a very mysterious place, especially the female side of it. So today we have the good fortune to meet up with a local Hasidic woman who wants to talk about her life, tell us about her views on the world, and well,
Oh, what's going on
see
here?
where
Let me go back just a little bit. Bros.
who wants to talk about her life,
Okay.
tell us about her views on the world, and well, see wherever the conversation leads us. Should be an interesting one.
It's crazy to think what you could do with just like a little GoPro, you know, these days. Before this had like these were like big camcorders that you had to carry on your shoulder or like big handheld ones. Now it's just like a little thing on a stick or even on your phone. Oh, that's a cool water tower. Peter definitely upping the editing in this video with all the slow-mos and all that. Okay, so we're back in Borough Park. Okay.
Malki. Peter.
Namaste.
Namaste. Okay.
Namaste. Malki. Cool name. Cool name. Never heard of that one either. So, Journey, Malki, and then the cynical Duchess name. I forget her name. But those are three names that I've never really heard before.
No,
We don't shake hands.
you don't shake hands because of COVID.
Yes, not because of COVID. We don't shake hands because we don't have any physical contact with men outside of
Okay.
our
Is
husbands.
is this okay? This space?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
It's not so much about space. It's just about keeping physical contact down to
Okay.
nothing.
Let's go this way.
Okay, fine.
So
So, she said our husband. So she's married, I'm assuming? Or, because I didn't see a ring. That's the only reason I'm asking.
you're not what I expected.
Right. I'm not.
You're Hasidic, right?
Yes, I am
Okay.
Hasidic. I'm not. You could say I'm not your stereotypical Hasidic woman.
You grew up Hasidic, right?
Yes, I grew up Hasidic.
You're
I am
married,
Hasidic.
kids?
I'm married Hasidic guy.
Okay.
And my kids are being raised Hasidic.
Okay.
I'm a filmmaker.
What kind of films?
So, my
Now, for humorous sake, say they were walking like this side by side, right? And Peter's hand accidentally brushed up on hers or tapped hers. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? Or would that just be like really, really not a case to happen?
movies are not typical in that they are catered special for our community. So they have no violence.
Okay.
No bad language,
Okay.
no romance, no sex.
Okay.
Boring. No, I'm kidding. Really beautiful, beautiful human
I love how she said that because most people would definitely go, "Oh, that sounds kind of boring." But no, I wouldn't say so.
topics that we touch on.
Is it accepted by most people
Yes.
in the community?
Yes, it's absolutely accepted because I am providing entertainment for them. I'm providing kosher entertainment and they need it badly. I have 7 kids and I don't want them to see things that aren't okay.
Okay.
I'm careful what they watch.
Okay.
There are very few things that they can see that are kosher. So I'm happy that I can create content for our community. There are many, we don't have TVs at home. So no TV, I don't have a computer at home.
Wow. It's hard to believe, like, I know this is a year old, but even in this day and age, like, it's hard to believe somebody in 2021, 2022 not having a computer or a TV or a smartphone in their house, simply because of how normalized it's become. Back in the day, it was almost impossible to think of anybody having a computer because of how big they were and how expensive they were. Even TVs, like, when flat screens started coming out and all that kind of stuff, and you didn't have those big boxy TVs anymore, that was mind-blowing. But now at like this day and age, to not have any of that, it's kind of nuts to think about.
Really?
No computer at home. My only internet access is on my phone, and that's locked. Nobody gets to open it. If anybody needs to order something, I order it for them. As an Orthodox woman, you know, there are certain levels of modesty. Modesty isn't just clothes that you're wearing to cover yourself. Modesty is also how out there are you? Can you sing and dance in front of men?
Yeah.
And so, you know, the people that perform on my films are women who don't want to be
Okay.
performing for anybody else but women.
Okay. So the women specifically only want to perform for women, which I guess makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
So my DVDs will say on them, for women only.
Honestly, this is a form.
Now, that being said, I have seen, you guys have linked me a few videos of female singers, and they're loaded up on my tab bar here, and a lot of them do say for women as well, so I know what she's talking about, yeah.
Foreign world to me up until about a month ago.
Right.
And I'm still an outsider. I don't know anything, just the little videos that I've done. I didn't expect that someone could be like you, I guess, so open, creative, running their own businesses, that sort of thing. How is that received for the most part?
Right.
I'm sure the very, very conservative would be against it probably.
Right.
And then are there just all different levels?
Right. So
in
there
Hasidim?
yes, there are different levels. Within Orthodoxy, there are different levels, and within Hasidism, there are different levels.
Oh, wow, okay. So, I mean, I guess we learned a little bit of that when Peter visited those 3 different neighborhoods, Crown Heights, Williamburg, I think it was, and then Borough Park. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, kids do need structure. They crave it. It's like that with people. We like to, it's nice to have some of the guesswork taken out, you know? When you're given some rules, and of course, it's not, too many rules isn't good for anybody.
See, this is something that I've talked about in the comment section with some people about, like, the structuring, and I'm gonna guess this is where Peter may talk about the free will aspect. And it's not to say that you don't have free will, but different ways, I guess I was looking at it in my own head.
And not everybody does well with it. So we have community rules that are kind of like unspoken guidelines.
Okay.
And we have rules that are in our Torah that we adhere to. If ever rules are getting too much for me, I say, wait, stop. There's community rules and there's Torah rules. There's Torah. I want to stick to that first.
Okay.
I'll either ask a rabbi if I'm not sure. But if it's a community guideline and it's just too hard for me, like leopard print is not okay. Let's say I'm just making it up. I'm covered.
Speaking of, so you have the leopard print shoes, which are very stylish. The shirt, and that's okay.
It's okay.
Now, I mentioned in a previous video, I think it was the Shabbat dinner video, Peter, when he got dressed up, I thought it was about the wool and the linen, and a lot of you guys were impressed that I knew that. That's about as far as I do know. I don't know what the reasoning. I understand that that wasn't what Peter was talking about. He was just talking about getting dressed up because for the Shabbat dinner, it's more formal. So I know he was putting on a suit and a tie and stuff like that. But what is the reasoning for the separation of the wool and linen? And where does like something like her shirt fall under? Because that's spandex, no?
You know, but like I said, there's many different levels. There are many women in my community that wouldn't wear leopard print, even though we can play with style. We can have fun with style. I can wear lots of great clothes.
And makeup is okay?
Makeup is okay, but no, some people will believe that makeup should be just natural. It shouldn't be too colorful or too unnatural.
Yeah, because then I would assume like maybe the makeup would draw attention from other men, and I guess women as well, but from the other men, right?
Can look pretty. We're supposed to look pretty. We're supposed to look good. We're supposed to feel good about ourselves. It's just that we're not supposed to look provocative.
Gotcha.
Feel safe in this neighborhood because this is a safe neighborhood. Anybody that lives in this neighborhood that's not Jewish is happy to be here.
Really? I could live here, no problem?
Of course you could live here.
Okay.
Of course you could live here. You would love it here. There's no crime. There's no violence.
Okay, as a Hasidic woman, when you observe, say, non-Hasidics, say actually non-religious people in America, do you think they're missing on something? Like, I'm not a very religious person. Right? I was brought up Protestant, but I don't practice now.
Right.
Are people missing something, do you think?
So I believe that everybody should try to pick up some religion, some spirituality in their lives. I believe so strongly that it doesn't matter what religion we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I've said that too. Like with my own Catholic upbringing, I don't practice it and I don't really believe in it at all, but I do believe in the key tenets or the commandments or like the lessons that it's you know, given me, kind of thing. Like I do try to follow those as much as I can, even though I don't practice. It's not like I'm consciously thinking about it, but I always go back to like, you know, would that be a good thing, bad things, yada yada. Kind of like she said, like a structure, right?
Anything that you can connect to. That teaches you that there's more than what you see, more than what meets the eye. There's more. Our world is so much more than just the tangible. And understanding that there is a higher power and that there's somebody that's helping you.
Yeah.
And that's there for you. I believe we would have less anxiety. We would have less depression. I think we would have less suicide. People.
There's a lot of anxiety right now. Do you feel that?
Of course, there's
maybe not
anxiety
in this neighborhood,
all over.
but
in this neighborhood, not so much. But there's anxiety
because
all over.
you guys, for the most part, aren't so scared of COVID. Most people have had COVID, right?
I know this is a year ago when like COVID was kind of like at its peak and stuff like that, but he just kills me every time he brings up the COVID stuff. It's so funny.
So
you've been
COVID.
through it, right?
Yeah, sure. We all had it. My family had it. I had it. It was like a hard flu. It was hard, but it was just like a flu. So I personally believe that if you're a healthy person, you don't have anything to worry about. Worrying will kill you quicker than the virus will.
Okay.
Anxiety is killing more people than the virus is.
100%, yeah.
So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough to put a number on all these byproducts of the virus too.
Yes.
Like,
but then like there's also anxiety from well, obviously yes, worrying about the virus causes the anxiety, but then you get the anxiety from the people who are telling you, like if you're one of those people who didn't get a shot or something like that and they just berate you or like badger you, like what do you mean you didn't get the shot? Like maybe it's not as extreme, but you know, people starting attacking other people and stuff like that because, oh, you're anti-vaxxer. It's like, no, I just don't feel like I should be forced to get this. If I want to get it, I'll get it. You know,
an economic number, or how much does stress kill someone, hurt someone's health.
Right.
It's nice to be around Hasidic Jews right now who are not all paranoid.
Right.
It's really
Probably because I live in San Francisco, where society feels overly paranoid. Yeah, well, in San Francisco too, that place is blown up in the wrong way, like with the amount of homeless people, and LA same thing, the amount of homeless people and encampments and all that stuff. It's bananas.
It's really and here's some crazy irony. If you have the average, say, secular, progressive American, they're a million times more fearful to get together with their family right now than the supposed most conservative, repressed people who are out in the open having a good time. How crazy is that?
And I believe it's because this is my personal belief. I didn't take this from anywhere. I just feel strongly that it's because they believe that it's all in their power what is happening to them. Meaning, everything that you do is going to determine the outcome if you will or won't get COVID. So, whereas...
I mean, I guess that's... A lot of people would have that mentality now because there were so many people that did whatever they could to not get COVID, who eventually then did get COVID.
We believe that it's important for us to do what we have to do to protect ourselves within normal boundaries. And we believe in doctors, and we believe in medicine, and we believe in all that because God said you have to do your due diligence.
Okay.
And if you don't, then that's negligence, and that's not okay.
Okay.
But once you've done your due diligence, we believe strongly that we're not in our own hands.
Yeah.
Even if you did all the right things and God wants you dead, you'll still die.
Right.
So when you have thrown that up to God and you're not carrying that around, that responsibility, that you are responsible for your own life, it's such a strong responsibility, it can weigh you down.
See, this is crazy because she's talking at such a base, just like commonsensical kind of thing. Like, yes, there are religious views in there, but also like, if anybody else were to hear this, especially like about a year ago, they'd all say she's an anti-vaxxer. She's she wants to get everybody sick. She doesn't care about it. And it's like, no, like she's saying she's gonna do her part. She'll see the doctor, she'll do this and do that, but at the end of the day, like, you can only do so much, and if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't. And she's talking about if God wants you, then God will take you, and for sure.
You are responsible to make sure that you don't get COVID. Are you doing enough? Are you separate? Are you keeping away from people? Are you wearing enough masks? Maybe you should wear 2 masks, 3 masks. Are you washing your hands enough? That can wear somebody down. I don't know how people live like that. But knowing that you did the best that you could,
right,
and within normal means, and then the rest, and I strongly believe it's because we believe that God's taking care of us, and it's His decision, not us, if we're gonna die from COVID or not.
Do you believe you're a free person?
Of course I'm a free person, and that reminds me, today's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful to America.
Yeah.
I love America.
Yeah.
I think this is the best country in the world. I have such strong love towards this country for allowing us to live freely and be who we want to be.
Right.
It's very, very patriotic. I don't know if people right now would say that about Canada because our government is a little kooky.
So I know that wasn't your question. Your question was, do you believe you're a free person? In regards to what? In regards to...
freedom's such an ambiguous word. You can say, like, freedom is only, your mind space, or it could be your external conditions. You sort of answered that with America. America allows you to be who you want to be.
I love America.
With the least amount of resistance, especially a place like New York.
Yes.
They're all walks of life here. Everyone's here. Everyone's doing their own thing.
Absolutely.
You can't be judged for it.
And just like every community has its negative things inside them, I still believe with our, justice system a big mess, with our election system a mess, with our presidents a mess, all of them, all the presidents. The whole thing is a mess. I still believe that America is the greatest country in the world. Where else do we have the freedom to be who we want to be and to do who we want, do what we want to do?
That's a very good point, because there are so many people that complain about America, Canada, like a lot of these G7 countries, or like, progressive countries. And then you think about, what's happening in Qatar, or places like that, where people are being killed or prosecuted for just being who they are. And it's, whether you want to wear this or you want to be who you want to be, and it's like, nope, not on my watch. And that's not freedom, that's oppression. And so there's so many people complaining now, like, oh, America sucks, da da da, freedom of speech. It's like, listen, you have it so good, you don't even understand.
We don't have that anywhere else. So I still believe it's the same concept that every community is beautiful. And it has its down things. Like, I'm not going to say our community doesn't have things. We hide things under the rug because we're afraid. We, like, there are things in my community that bother me, and I'd love to change, and I'm trying to help change things in our community that need it. But our community is a beautiful community. I wish people could see that and know that. Just like America is a great country, even though we're a big mess right now.
Oh, that's beautiful. You know what? I think I'm gonna pause it on this note. So this will be the end of part 1 of this episode. If you guys have any, well, I know we just kind of cruised down this one. We watched a little bit because she had a lot to say, and I was just kind of enjoying that. But if you guys have anything to chime in on, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button. Would really appreciate that, as always. And I'll catch you in the next part. All right, thanks, guys.